Ball on the spot, 12 yards out. One shooter, one keeper. One shot that decides everything in the next 4 seconds. 80,000 people in the stadium. One guy on the spot. A crowd that loud, focused on a ball that small. Everyone in the stands does the exact same math in their head. 50-50, coin flip. Either he scores or he doesn't. That's the same math I did at a sports bar in Ohio, watching my first shootout. The guy next to me kept saying, "It's basically a coin flip," like it was some deep insight. I nodded along. I believed him. I was wrong, and so was he. Because a coin flip is 50-50. A penalty kick is not even close. Here's what the actual data says, and why almost nobody watching gets a single part of it right. Myth 1. People assume a penalty is a genuine toss-up between striker and keeper. Wrong. In regular play, professional strikers convert penalties somewhere around 75 to 80% of the time. That is not luck. The goal is 8 yards wide, and the keeper is one small human body. The keeper also has to commit to a direction before the ball is even struck. There is no time to react after contact, only before it, which means guessing. A coin flip does not come with a built-in 4 and 5 advantage baked into one side. This does. Myth 2. People assume it doesn't matter which team kicks first in a shootout. Also wrong. Across major tournament shootouts going back to 1980, the team kicking first wins about 58% of the time. The team kicking second isn't worse at penalties. Nobody suddenly forgets how to strike a ball. They're kicking under a completely different kind of pressure, reacting to a scoreboard instead of setting it. That's why captains fight so hard over the coin toss before a shootout even begins. Which, yes, actually is a fair 50-50 coin flip. It just decides who gets the easier seat, not who wins the game. Myth 3. People assume every kick in a shootout carries the same mental weight. It does not. A penalty to win the match on the spot converts around 92% of the time. A penalty where missing ends the match on the spot drops below 60%. Same distance, same ball, same width of goal. Completely different brain running the shot. I've watched guys who've scored 50 career penalties fall apart on kick number 5. Not because their legs forgot how to kick, because the stakes flipped from win it to don't lose it. My American roommate asked me once why anyone even volunteers to take kick 5. I told him it's an honor. He said it sounded like a hostage situation. He wasn't wrong. Nobody's hand goes up first for that one. Myth 4. People assume goalkeepers are just guessing randomly, so it all evens out. Wrong again. Keepers study video on takers for days before a shootout ever starts. Some even keep a cheat sheet taped inside their water bottle, tendencies written out by number. That's why certain keepers build entire reputations as penalty specialists, nothing else. It's also why a coach will sometimes bench a perfectly good starting keeper before a shootout, not for skill in open play, for a stat sheet that says this specific guy saves more of these specific kicks. That's not superstition. That's a team acting on the exact same data you just heard. Myth 5. People assume age doesn't factor into any of this. Also wrong. Takers in their early 30s convert at the highest rate of any age group, around 77%. Teenage takers miss roughly 1 in every 4, nearly double the rookie mistake rate. It's not a leg strength problem. 18-year-olds can strike a ball fine. It's a nervous system that hasn't sat in that specific silence enough times yet. So the coin flip was never really about the coin. It was about the 12 yards, the 4 seconds, and whatever's happening inside one person's chest. Broadcasters still call it anyone's game the second a shootout starts. Statistically, that's closer to marketing than analysis. The data was sitting there the whole time. Conversion charts, age curves, kick order splits. Nobody hands you that at the bar. You just get coin flip and a beer. It's not a coin flip. It's psychology wearing a scoreboard. And that's still less embarrassing than the guy in Ohio who thought I made up the 58% stat. I didn't. I never do. Except about my own penalty record, which we are not discussing today.